Awesome. And we've got our coffee.
Dunkin' Donuts, what's your brand?
Oh, my brand. You know what? I went with this organic brand from Costco. I don't know. I like the Kicking Horse more. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. You have Dunkin' Donuts. Just
Dunkin' Dunkin'
simple.
Donuts original.
Just simple, hey? All right. Well, let's start talking about why you started Yoga for Jiu-Jitsu and how you got into it and your shoulder and all that.
Sure, okay. Well, obviously, I started jujitsu late in my life. It didn't come to this area until probably early 2000s. Um, so I was 38 when I first started training jujitsu. I'm 52 now, and it's probably been maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I had hurt my shoulder, and in a tournament down in Atlanta, an IBJJF tournament down in Atlanta, I dislocated my finger and I hurt my shoulder, and so it was giving me problems. And I went have a buddy of mine who's an orthopedic surgeon, and so I went to him, X-rayed my finger. He gave me a shot um, in my shoulder, and it just still wasn't feeling right. I could lay down on the floor and I'd get my hand about right right there before it would hurt. And so I was looking at different ways to help it, and came across, I've been watching Sebastian for a while, and so he had a shoulder program. So I just started doing the two stretches with my shoulder, and that's with the belt, where you take the belt over your head and back in front of you, and then one where you reach around behind you. And I started doing that, and my shoulder problem went away. Then I could get my arm all the way up, and it sold me on the yoga for jujitsu, because you know I I don't do yoga for the workout, right? I do my workout through jujitsu, or lifting weights or kettlebells or hiking, or something like that. The yoga for me is more of for the restorative benefits and the longevity of staying in the sport. So, and then I came across this course, and I thought, man, I'll give it a try. And of course, did the online course, and just like um, I've taken yoga classes before, and just like the majority of the yoga classes, I couldn't do um, all of the poses, and spend a lot of time just sitting there feeling like a failure, when people say, well, just do the best you can. And to me, it's kind of like saying, well, you're not big enough, go sit at the kids table. So I don't like that phrase, doing the best you can. You kind of feel like a failure. So I dropped out.
Yeah,
you
you
know
dropped
I was
out of the course. I remember the first time
dropped
you
out
were
of the
in
course.
there.
So I'm like, how can I teach this if I can't do it? And then
Mhm.
that's when you made contact with me, which I'm so thankful for and so grateful for. And of course, we've been working on it the past few months, and I've learned a lot. And yeah, um, my students, they love it. I ask them, which do they like better, the traditional warm up or the yoga warm ups, and they're yoga every time. And so that's been pretty cool. And a lot of them are now doing yoga. We've added yoga classes to our schedule, and so it's been great. And I think that we'll continue to see progress, and I think you'll continue to see progress in me, being able to um, get through more of the moves, and I'm excited about that.
I think well, there's actually 2 things that I remember from working with you to graduation. One was you're like, certificate isn't my big priority. Like, you're running the bank, you're doing all these things. And then all of a sudden I get a message that you went through the entire curriculum 100% and it's finished. I was like, that's unreal. And then you just ended up honestly killing it. Like even learning how to teach it and working through it. And I don't think it was always easy. Like there's challenges to work through for sure. But then watching it from this end, when you send videos of your students, I'm like, that is so cool and how much they like it. Then the other thing that was neat too was you're like, okay, when you graduate, like we're all done. I'm like, no, like we've just now the fun stuff starts. Now you get to send me pictures of your classes. You get to show me how, and you're even getting students outside of jiu-jitsu, which is really cool too, especially because of COVID. And you're in Kentucky, just a little town, eh? And
Yeah, yeah. We have a population of about 25,000 is our city, and our county's about 40,000. But a real small, real rural area. Uh, but it's safe, and you know it's fun. But there's only one yoga studio in town, so I think that it will help our school, both in getting people in to do the yoga that might transfer into jujitsu, and I think that's a really positive thing. So we've got a lot of neat things coming up. Um, I've talked with the guy who runs the Fuji jiu-jitsu tournaments, and I think I've got him talked into coming to our city to host a tournament. And so we've got a lot of cool things that are happening, and I'm excited about it.
what's been for you the most exciting part of your progress from when you started the yoga to now? Like
But
overall.
well, I think the most exciting piece is your willingness to work with uh, bigger, even older guys like myself. I mean, as a business owner, and for any of your students that own gyms, they're missing out on a huge segment. The older population, they're the ones with the money, right? So that so if you can make them, feel good, they're looking for something to feel good. They're looking for something to be active. They're looking to be a part of something. I think that if school owners would open up to that and see that segment, just from a business perspective, I think they would see a great increase in their classes by offering those type of programs. Um, you know, uh, I feel honored that you've included me in the part of the curriculum and asking me question as a bigger older guy, and I just love it. I've been sharing it on my social media. I have buddies of mine that don't do jujitsu, but they ride bikes, or they have other sports, and they're like, hey, tell me about this. This is you do you have to do jujitsu to do this? And I'm like, no, not at all. And this would be great for you, because if you do that 62-mile bike ride, and you're the next day your legs are sore, so this is great. This is the program for you. So I've got a bunch of people asking me about it. Again, I just think it's a great opportunity, and I'm really, really excited about that.
I think it was really cool how you were kind of coming into my world with the yoga for jiu-jitsu and learning everything. Then through like my live streams, I'm like, okay, I want to do yoga for people like you, just strong powerhouses, right? And I imagine the same like your friends. So now I'm going into your world and I'm like, okay, what's it like to be a big guy doing yoga? What poses do you like? And so it's really cool it came out of that going back and forth, and we're having some fun putting together that yoga for boulders.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm loving it. Sold, 100% sold on it.
Oh, it's so fun. Awesome. Yeah, it's been I don't know. I'm like my child. I'm sending my child off to graduation. I'm sending them away into the big world. Yeah. So, what are your plans moving forward with the school? Now they have a certification. You're actually pulling people into a different type of yoga because, from my understanding, you have the traditional yoga in town. And for you, it's like laid back. You're playing music. Everyone's like having fun with just, I don't know, yoga for, for athletes, for normal people, for fun.
Right, right. Yeah. I mean, for average, those of us that are, you know, older, that are not as flexible, or that still want to the benefits of it, because there's just like my shoulder, it's I wasn't doing yoga to get fit. I was doing yoga for the flexibility, the mobility,
For
the
maintenance,
health, for it. And there's so many people like that. There's more people like me, especially in my community, than there are like you. So I think that it's going to be really great for the community, for those people that are less than average fit or less than average flexible, to come in and get the benefits of yoga and what we do, and so that's exciting.
did you already realize that as you signed up for the teacher training, or did you realize that more as you like moved through the course and graduate, put the pieces together?
No, I mean, obviously not when I signed up for it, because I bailed. So when I quit, I realized, I thought, well, my yoga journey's over. I tried that. I've tried to go down that path, and it's just not for me. So it wasn't until, you contacted me and said, "Hey, no, you can do this. It's not so much about doing all the poses; it's knowing how to teach the poses." And I related that to jujitsu. I'm not a berimbolo guy. I'm not going to pull it off, but
You probably shouldn't.
yeah, I still got to be able to teach it to those who want to learn it.
Mhm.
So those type of things, that when you said that, kind of struck a chord with me, because I've been doing jujitsu going on 15 years now, and there's a lot of stuff that I teach that, that I can't necessarily do, or I'm not really good at it, but there could be people in my class that are, and so that spoke to me, and so again, without you, I wouldn't be here. Um,
I guess with you, I wouldn't either. You're my first graduate from the specialized coaching.
yeah, awesome, awesome. Yeah,
What's your favorite yoga pose? Favorite
yeah,
stretching pose as a
yeah,
bigger guy, powerhouse?
yeah. I like. Yeah, I really like, especially that sequence from the S mount to that pigeon pose. That's put a whole new. That's my favorite right now. So I'm really digging that, because it's easy. It's an easy transition, to and from it, and so that's, yeah. I'd say that's my favorite today.
Awesome. That's a good answer. That's your favorite today. It changes.
That's right.
It changes. And I'm going to jump over here and share the certificate of Scott. A lot of work went into this. 6 months, 5 months.
Yep. Pretty much.
And he posted it, and we've got all the comments. So we've got Scott's excited, Adam, Yoga for Jiu-Jitsu posted. We got a whole bunch of people that posted on the certificate. They're super excited too. And I remember after one of our calls, we're talking about a lot of stuff. Then you sent me a video of you playing guitar, and I was like, "Are you serious? This is insane!" And I showed it to my boyfriend. I showed it to my family. Like, this is awesome. Look at this. So you prepared a song for us
I have.
for this year. Do you want to close out by saying it? Do you have anything else to add? I'm so excited.
No, I've really tried to think about my selection on the song, and so I'm curious. So maybe you can find this out for me, but I'm guessing, I may be the oldest instructor in the Yoga for Jiu-Jitsu program.
I think you are.
Yeah.
Are at the
So,
moment.
so this tune, it's by Neil Young. I don't know if you're a Neil Young fan or
Oh, I
not,
love Neil Young.
but it's called Old Man, and so it's about yeah, he wrote the song about the caretaker of his ranch, but it basically, says that, in your view, at one time I was a lot like you, and so I thought that would be appropriate to sing for you.
That sounds awesome. You're young at heart, though. You're a troublemaker. You're young at heart, though. Definitely gonna point that out.
Yep, absolutely, and hopefully I'll continue to stay in the game with this yoga for jujitsu. So,
Well, you bought holsters and blocks, and you're
uh,
sending, types of pictures and links. I think you're a yogi now.
yeah, I'm got the bug, so I'm in. I'm all in.
That's so great. All right, let's see the song. I'm excited.
All
I'm
right,
excited, Scott.
let me
Are
get
you in a
set.
band? You're in a band. You
No,
were.
I was back in my youth, my younger days, and but my son's picked up playing. My youngest son has picked up playing, and we had talked about maybe him and I going out and playing, like some coffee bars, or something like that, and picking it back up. So uh, we started our own little Facebook page and posting some videos, having some fun with it. So it's given us an opportunity to have our thing together. So
And do you
so, but
post your songs on your Facebook, or where can we find them?
well, it's under my last name. It's the Otis Music and Entertainment is the name of it. And so we've got some posted. And my nephew, he plays too. So he's in there with us, and so you know, if you like acoustic guitar solo stuff, then you can check it out. But
Awesome.
let
And
me get set here.
all right, here we go. We're getting set up.
You hear me okay?
It's perfect.
All right,
All right, here we go.
here we go. Oh man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you. Oh man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you. Oh man, look at my life. 24 and there's so much more. Live alone in a paradise. It makes me think of you. Love lost such a cause. Every things that won't get lost. Like a coin that won't get lost. Rolling on. Oh man, take a look at my life. I'm a lot like you. I need someone to love me the whole day. Oh, you can look in my eyes and you can tell that. Lullabies look in your eyes. Run around the same old town. Doesn't mean that much to me. To mean that much to you. I've been first and last in the dance as time goes past. Now I'm all alone at last. Rolling on. Oh man, take a look at my life. I'm a lot like you. I need someone to love me the whole day through. Oh, you can look in my eyes and you can tell that's true. Oh man, look at my life. I'm I'm a lot like you. Oh man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you.
Oh, that was unreal.
How was that?
That was unreal. You better be careful. You're gonna get some encores here.
Well, I messed up a couple times in there, but that's what you get when it's live and not lip synced, you know. So,
I didn't hear the screw ups at all.
so, but that's it. Did you know any Neil Young? Or are you too young?
I like Neil Young. I've heard him. I hear him
Okay.
here and there, and my parents played him. I'd have to say, for me, one of the coolest parts is like starting and seeing you in the first teacher training, and then you're in the office and you're working, and then you're like messaging, oh, I can't, I'm over this, and then to today, like how like it's part of a community and built into a friendship, and then now you're playing like just some awesome songs. So it's just like how much it evolved into something so cool, and that's a lot more, I think, a lot more than we signed up for, right? That happens with a lot of the students. So that was just, I'm really grateful for that. I think it's so cool.
Absolutely, and the ongoing relationship. You know,
Mhm.
I'm big relationship, so this is not the end; it's just the beginning.
It's
So
just the beginning. So I'm not getting rid of you anytime soon, eh? You're
that's
gonna be,
right.
but now you're gonna be a troublemaker for all the other, all everyone else in the teacher training too.
Absolutely, absolutely. So as yoga for jujitsu continues to develop, and if they ever offer some yoga for rocks instructors, or meet up someplace, or I'm in. So I'm excited.
Awesome. Me too. Well, I guess let's do a coffee cheers. Great work, Scott.
Yep, you too.